Okay, I just made a video with 17 drawing techniques on the whiteboard, and now I'm going to do it on paper. Okay, so I'm going to point my camera down. Paper. Okay. So my favorite one is coiling, and it's a good way to do foreshortening too. Bringing something far away coming into you. So if you have two legs, person sitting, you coil and then outline it. Here's the feet. Or like this week we did elephants. You can coil the trunk and the feet going down. So start way up by the hip and then come down. There's the foot. And then if you need to, just erase the coils in the middle. If you've taken my class, you've done this. You're like, oh, I know that one. Okay. And there's different types of pencils. And I sent out a Google Slides on the pencils. So H is hard, B is black. So this one's 2B. H is for hard, B is for black. Okay, so the B's are going to be softer. This one feels really soft, and it's going to be darker the more you push on it. I like soft pencils because then you can make it dark without any effort. The H's, you have to push harder because they're to get a good color. Okay, what's another drawing technique? Coiling. Hatching. Hatching is a basic art technique. Placement of lines near each other. Closer are the denser than darker. So we've done this in class, cross hatching. Very effective way to make dark sections even darker. So, like when we were drawing elephants this week, you can put cross hatching where you want the dark spots. Right here. And the more you put, the darker it gets. Cross hatching. So we have vertical hatching. Hatch from top to bottom. You can hold your hand in the air, resting on the surface. And the more pressure you apply, the more lead comes out, the harder, the darker it gets. Or more closer together. Horizontal hatching. So vertical, cross hatching, horizontal. So it's from side to side instead of top to bottom like vertical. Side to side. Inclined hatching. It's on a diagonal. Inclined. hatching. So it's from corner to corner, this corner to this corner. Radial hatching. Start in the middle and go out. Start your marks in the center and work short diagonal hatching until you get to the edge of the paper. Radial hatching. Expressive hatching. The softest lead, such as 6B, is best for this. Use random intermittent lines. Changing the pressure applied. So you can do really light, you can do really dark. Expressive hatching. Contoured lines. Smooth marks of varying distances, applying even amounts of pressure to the lead. Feathering. For maximum effect, use a soft lead, so charcoal is very soft, adding plenty of pressure, even a dark layer of graphite. Dark, light. Dark, light. And then you can smudge it in with your fingers. Loops. Random, open, closed, small, medium, and large. Small, large, medium, random pressure, loops. Dots. Holding your pencil perpendicular to the paper while applying pressure will help you make these round marks. The closer you place your dots together, the darker the area. If I do a bunch together, it's going to be darker than if I go like this. Together. Dotted line. You can elongate the dots to form rows of dashes. By varying the length and width of overall placement of dashes, these can be used to make interesting patterns. Almost like the dotted yellow line in the middle of a road. That's what I think of. Zigzag lines. Starting small, getting larger, small. Starting small, getting larger, small. Without raising the paper from the pencil and the paper, start from one point and draw diagonally, getting longer then shorter again. So you have a square. That was zigzag lines. Interwoven textures. Create the look of woven fabric by hatching in random directions all over the page. So they're not really crossing, they're just almost like pieces of straw. Just take turns going in different directions. Up and down, sideways, diagonal. You can do closer together, farther apart. Just makes it visibly interesting. Some can be darker, some can be lighter. Interwoven texture. Wavy lines. We used to do that in school. I'll sharpen my pencil. Like if you have a shape like this, you just fill it. Like this is the elephant ear. You just fill it with the wavy line. You get around the eye. Until you get so close together, you just stop. That's the wavy line. Okay. Basket weave patterns. Basket weave. That's almost. It's almost like interwoven textures, but it's just vertical, horizontal. You just alternate vertical, horizontal, vertical, horizontal. So you alternate between vertical and horizontal hatching, drawing the same number of strokes to make the rosette resemble texture of the basket. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Basket weave patterns. Wavy lines. Okay, scribbling. While never lifting your pencil, draw triangular, square, oval, polygonal shapes all over the paper. Just like doing scribbles. Applying a lot of pressure or very little pressure. Varying the distance. So there's no rhyme or reason. You can do triangle, square, rectangle, wavy line. So it's just scribbling. Using hatching, feathering, and contouring for initial sketches. Add volume and lighting. Use dots, loops, wavy lines, and scribbling to add the look of metal wood fabric. So dots, loops, wavy lines, scribblings for look of fabric, wood, metal, or water. So if you're drawing a beach scene, wavy lines. Texture suitable for decorative pictures, formal composition, other graphics. Featherings can be made textured-like by preserving the edges of the strokes. So this feathering just gives texture. So maybe elephant skin or fabric. Okay. Okay, great. So try those.